From scams to state projects, how the Teow web infiltrated Malaysia's mega deals. By Nonama, it began as many scandals do, with whispers of shady businessmen, high-profile handshakes, and projects too good to be true. But the veil is quickly lifting. If what's emerging proves accurate, as reported in CNA on the 9th of June 2025 by Leslie Lopez, China-Malaysia crackdown on alleged Ponzi scheme rattles Penang's corporate political circles, then Malaysia may be facing a new crisis with deep roots, foreign victims, and damning fingerprints across state-led projects. In the wake of recent arrests, there is strong reason to believe that those detained are connected to the long-notorious Teddy Teow, the man behind the MBI group. In a shocking twist, it appears that under pressure from Chinese authorities, Teow has started naming names, and those names, sources allege, are linked to companies currently spearheading some of Malaysia's most strategic infrastructure ventures, including island reclamation in Penang, the Penang LRT, and the Penang Island Link Highway. Here's the kicker. These projects are not privately funded. They are fully bankrolled by Malaysia's Ministry of Finance. Scammers sanctioned by the state? If scammers or their proxies are embedded in state-backed megaprojects, then this is no longer a case of simple procurement oversight. This signals a systemic breakdown of governance. How could this have happened under the nose of federal ministries and project oversight bodies? Or did they all simply choose to look away? The due diligence failures are staggering. Companies linked to known international scam operations were somehow awarded billion ringgit projects with the blessing of the government. These aren't shadowy backroom deals. These are public-facing, nationally promoted initiatives used to showcase Malaysia's development ambitions. But what they now expose is not progress, but rot. The China pressure cooker, President Xi Jinping's recent visit to Malaysia, was, according to diplomatic insiders, more about the business of justice than bilateral trade or pleasantries. China reportedly demanded swift arrests and restitution after it emerged that up to 2 million Chinese nationals were scammed by the very same network linked to Teddy Teow. Malaysia, therefore, is not merely managing a domestic corruption scandal. It is caught in an international tug-of-war, one that could cost us foreign trust, investment flows, and diplomatic goodwill. If Malaysia is seen to drag its feet, Beijing is unlikely to remain quiet. Escalation could come through trade pressure, strategic investment slowdowns, or even public condemnation at multilateral forums. Penang, ground zero for political fallout. For Penang, this scandal could be politically apocalyptic. The DAP-led state government, which has built its brand on clean governance and transparency, may not survive if it is proven that known scam-linked companies were awarded massive public infrastructure jobs. Public anger is already rising. The mere perception that the state, and potentially the federal government, handed the keys to Penang's future to financial criminals is potentially lethal in an election year. Make no mistake, this scandal has the power to bring down governments. What now? These projects must be halted immediately. No more half measures, no more monitoring, no more internal reviews. The public deserves a total suspension of all contracts and work linked to MBI-linked entities, a forensic audit, preferably under independent or international oversight, full disclosure from the Ministry of Finance on how these companies passed vetting. There must be accountability, not just for the scammers, but for those who empowered them, funded them, and allowed them to operate under the cloak of legitimacy. Final word. Teddy Teow may have scammed his way into fortune, but if the allegations are true, it is Malaysia's institutions that enabled him to launder not just money, but respectability. If we allow this to continue, we are not just risking another 1 MDB. We are broadcasting to the world that in Malaysia, even known criminals can buy their way into nation building, as long as they know the right doors to knock on. Terima kasih. Ini pendedahan yang sangat penting dan menambah dimensi serius terhadap keseluruhan skandal. Jika benar bahwa Ideal Property Group, melalui pemilikan 20% dalam CSR Konsorsium, terlibat secara langsung dalam proyek LRT Pulau Pinang, dan pemiliknya yang bergelar Tan Sri telah ditangkap atas kaitan dengan skandal MBI, maka kita sedang menyaksikan satu krisis integriti projek awam yang paling besar sejak start MDB. Benarkah skandal ini sudah masuk ke dalam CSR konsorsium? Lebih mengejutkan, kita kini tahu bahawa 20% pegangan saham dalam CSR konsorsium, syarikat yang mendapat kontrak membina LRT Pulau Pinang, dimiliki oleh Ideal Property Group. Pemilik Ideal, seorang Tan Sri, baru-baru ini ditangkap dalam siasatan berkaitan skandal MBI. Ini bukan lagi sekadar teori atau spekulasi. Ia adalah pengesahan bahawa sindiket penipuan telah menyusup masuk ke dalam nadi projek infrastruktur negara. Lebih membimbangkan, pemilik ini bukan nama kecil. Beliau dikenali dalam kalangan elit korporat, diberi penghormatan dan gelaran, dan kini berdepan siasatan jenayah rentas sempadan. LRT Pulau Pinang kini tercemar. Bayangkan ini. Projek pengangkutan awam bernilai berbilion ringgit dibiayai oleh Kementerian Kewangan, diserahkan kepada konsorsium yang salah satu pemegang sahamnya dikaitkan secara langsung dengan penipuan kewangan bertaraf antarabangsa. Ini bukan sahaja satu pengabaian, ia satu pengkhianatan terhadap kepercayaan rakyat dan pembayar cukai. Projek LRT ini sepatutnya melambangkan kemajuan, kemudahan, dan kelestarian bandar. Kini ia menjadi simbol keruntuhan moral dalam pelaksanaan dasar awam. Kerajaan perlu jawab. Sekarang, soalan-soalan mendesak yang mesti dijawab. Bagaimana Ideal Property boleh disenarai dalam konsorsium walaupun pemiliknya diketahui umum mempunyai rekod masalah? Siapa meluluskan penglibatan mereka? Adakah Kementerian Kewangan dan Kementerian Pengangkutan tidak menyemak latar belakang para pemegang saham? Dan yang paling penting, adakah masih ada lagi pemain dalam projek-projek mega negara yang berselindung di balik nama korporat, tetapi sebenarnya sebahagian daripada jaringan jenayah kewangan? Tindakan segera diperlukan. Dengan fakta baru ini, projek LRT Pulau Pinang mesti dihentikan serta-merta untuk tujuan audit menyeluruh. Bukan sekadar kajian semula, tetapi pembekuan semua aktiviti sehingga keseluruhan jaringan pemilikan, kewangan dan individu disaring oleh pihak bebas. Dan sekiranya benar terdapat unsur jenayah, batalkan kontrak, pecahkan konsorsium, bersihkan sistem. A heartfelt light. To every soul whose hand did give, you've helped me dream, helped me live. In darkest hours your light came through, with hearts so kind, so pure, so true. Your gifts, like stars in deepest night, have steered me gently toward the light. Each coin, each word, each silent prayer, a thread of hope so rich, so rare. My eyes once dimmed now seek the skies, and slowly clearer visions rise. Because of you, I dare to see the world again. Its grace, its plea. Your compassion's flame will not just stay with me alone. It lights the way for others wandering through despair to feel the warmth of selfless care. You've shown what love in action means, in quiet ways through giving scenes. You've built a bridge from soul to soul and made the broken feel more whole. So let this thanks rise like a song, a melody both soft and strong. May your example gently call more hearts to rise, to give. To fall into the joy of lifting pain, of planting hope where none remains. Your kindness walks beside me still, a light, a love, a living will.
forget to hit that subscribe button to show your support.